Hey Dickens, welcome back to another vintage video. Today we're playing some Bazaar of Baghdad. As a change, we've got some Dredge. So very recently, I think last weekend, there was the Hunter Burton Memorial event. And in that event there was a vintage 1K, which was won by the list in front of you now. So Gabriel Hoppe won with some combo Dredge. We've got a Thassa's Oracle, 2 Grizzle Brands, 3 Dread Returns. And then it's just all in, balls to the walls, combo Dredge, 4 therapies, misstep. I think one thing that's changed since last time we took a look at this list is they've found space for a Cataxian probe. So this can inform you what you need to play around, but also it's just a 0 mana draw effect to get dredging sooner, faster, better, and stronger. I've seen it in the past where this is a Street Wraith, and that gives you another black creature for your Icarids, and another black card for your Griefs. But the winning list had a Git probe, so we're going to use a Git probe. 4 bridges, 4 therapies, 4 poxwalkers, and 4 Icarids. So nice and aggressive. We haven't got any like amalgams in this list. We don't need the blue fodder, so the poxwalkers coming in off the therapies or the dread returns is a bit stronger. 1 chalice in the main is basically that, and the misstep and the 4 therapies are essentially all our interaction. And then post board, we've got an amalgamation of 2 Mindbreak Traps, 4 Vigors, Strip Mine, 4 Leylines. All of those are for fairly obvious things, right? This kills Leyline, this protects you against combo, Strip Mine kills Tab, maybe a Saga, and 4 Leylines for the mirror match. Then we've got the removal suite. Sickening Shoal is the stock go-to on Magic Online. The Magic Online meta uses that one mostly. But we've got also a Contagion, which is the Black Force of Will. Pay a life, exile a black card, distribute 2 -2/-1 counters among other creatures. So this can kill, I don't know, 2 Yixla Jailers. And then we've got Spinning Darkness, which is exile the 3 top black cards in your graveyard and deal 3 damage to a non-black creature and you gain 3 life. So graveyard order matters. It's not just like the ones that you rank best, but it won't kill a jailer, but it will kill a priest or stuff like that. The really good thing about Spinning Darkness is it's only 1 card. Everything else is a pitch card. These guys are pitch cards. So this, you can go down to 1 card and just have a Darkness in your hand. The downside of Spinning Darkness is it makes Magic Online care about graveyard order. Never mind. What can you do? We're going to play it through a league. Let's see how we get on. See for round 1. Okay, it's round 1. We're against Armlex. Jesus, what the fuck? Let's powder. Let's keep this hand of mono bangers. So we also don't have interaction, but the aim is to be super fast and pretty resilient and dump a bunch of power and toughness. So what did we show them? We showed them Therapy, Thug, Bridge, Narc, Poxwalker. So we've only got 1 Poxwalker left. We're going to activate our Bazaar, Bink the second one, and we'll go Grave Troll, Thug, and I'm probably going to get rid of a Bridge. Any order. And the reason I've decided to get rid of the Bridge is if they play like a Peacekeeper or a Needle or something, that's very annoying. What's going on here? Patchwork, okay. So we can not cast creatures, but we can't resolve spells, but we can get creatures into play, sort of thing. So let's bring these narcs in. So like our therapies won't do anything, but they will develop a bridge token or 2 if we find a therapy. So Stinkweed Imp, Golgari Thug, another Narcomoeba. So I could Dread Return now, and that would produce 1, 2, 3 per, so I'd have 9 2/2s. Sure. 9 2/2s and a grief, why not? Obviously the Dredge Return's not resolving, we're just here for the triggers. I want a Poxwalkers as well. We'll stack Poxwalkers first so I don't have to click this many more times. Magic Online having a time of its life. Obviously, what's his cock hurts here? Golos. But close to dead on board is pretty good for the old turn 2, right? Quite fast, quite aggressive, and that's one of the main draws for this deck, is you have got this combo plan, but even if your combo plan's thwarted by something because Universe is affecting Bauble, your opponent can still be facing quite the clock. Obviously this was a 2 bizarre draw, but we hit 0 therapies in the top 40 cards of our deck. So, well, we hit 1 therapy in the top 40. And 1 Icarid as well. Opponent discards a Mana Crypt and concedes the game. Nice. We want Vigors. We want Mind Break Traps on the draw. And I am interested in the Strip Mine. On the draw, I'm less interested in the Chalice. Our therapies are really bad versus Spheres and this sort of thing. However, our therapies are really good at reanimating Poxwalkers and making bridge tokens. So we don't want to be zeroed, but it's definitely something we can consider trimming. I think a Grief can go. For now, I'm going to reconsider that in a moment. And then I'm not sure how many of these thugs I'm allowed to cut. I'm going to cut 2 of them. And I'm going to cut 1 Grizzlebrand and 1 Dread Return. So then we've trimmed a little bit of the combo stuff, right? Not loads, just a smidge. A little bit of the interaction that's bad, like Chalice on the draw is not very good. Grief on the draw is greatly diminished, but I still want to keep some of our interaction in. So I'm going to keep some of the other Griefs, keep the Icarid food high, and then therapies are hard to resolve. So let's ship this down to game 2. And we get to mulligan to 6. I've kept the misstep in. This counters Graphic Fixation Pithing Needle. I don't think that's particularly insane at this point to respect those cards. With a misstep, we'll go to 5. We still need our Bazaar of Baghdad, right? We don't do anything without that. Now we're on 3. Now we'll powder. We'll hide Mind Break Trap just so they don't see it. Everything else they've already seen, so we'll keep a powder and a thug in the deck. There's so many cards going back. What's wrong? So Poxwalkers can be higher. Then how many cards do I put back? Sorry, put 4 cards. Poxwalkers is 1, and then just probe, powder, trap. Say done. And now we mulligan. We've got another powder. So we'll powder and we will just pitch a Shambling Shell, I imagine. Shambling Shell's really green though. So let's get rid of... Let's get rid of the Dread Return permanently. And then we go to 1. And we have a Bazaar. So we'll keep this. We'll put the bridges as high as we can. Then the Shambling Shell, then the powder. No, bridge, hollow one. We've got a powder on the bottom. We're on a mulligan to 1. This is not great. Are we dead? Well, maybe, but they haven't played a ley line. If they've got a cage or a needle, then we're in trouble. They've got a glaring flesh raker. Can I do anything here on turn 1? No. Not with just an activation, right? So opponent taps their workshop taps their city, plays a workshop. Plays a patchwork. We take some damage. There's no creeping chills in our deck, so we are just at this life total, you know. Maybe I want the creature kill in some manner. Although I'm going to be on the play next, aren't I? So... Okay, so they've got 2 tops, so we can just concede. They just tap their top to get to this one. This is a loop. They have a 20/20 patchwork, and we're dead. Do I want some of the creature kill? I don't think I'm allowed to cut colours. Maybe I'm supposed to lean more into combo again. What's their graveyard hate though? Like literally the Stone Brain and that new Flash Needle. Spinning Darkness could be interesting. Sickening Shoal. Do I just want one of this effect in the deck somewhere? Over what though is my next question. I don't think so. I think I'm just going to cut Therapy out of Grief. That's going to be my game plan, is to grief them. So here we've got it all. So we'll keep this. I wonder what's better to keep, Poxwalkers or Therapy. Opponent doesn't have a ley line. I'm going to activate my Bazaar first. So let's discard some cards. I don't know which ones yet, sorry. Maybe I can just pitch Dread Return. How many Dread Returns are in my deck at the moment? 1 left after this one. So that means I can't do the double Dread Return thing, where I get a Grizzlebrand and reanimate a Thassa's Oracle. So I just want to pitch Poxwalkers. No, I think I discard Poxwalkers, Cabal Therapy, Narcomoeba. I know this means I'm not dredging next turn, but I don't think I mind. And then going to pitch cast a Grief. So we've got Disruptor Flute, Patchwork, Ruby Crypt, Manifold Key, Mishra's Workshop. So we've got the fucking world. We'll take the flute. Oh, and then I'll cast my Hollow, don't worry. So we'll cast this. Is there anything I want to Therapy? That's a good idea. Ruby Crypt, Manifold Key, Sensei's top Patchwork. Not really. Not really just yet. Opponent has a Workshop, which we knew about, and a Patchwork, which we knew about. Then they get to play the rest of their cards, so Crypt. Second Patchwork. This is quite a lot of damage, isn't it? They're going to send it us soon. Although I've got Poxwalkers, which has Flashback. Which has Death Touch, sorry. And they've got a top. And a Manifold Key. That's all their cards. So that's everything they've got to work with here. I don't think I need to act just yet. I can act here. One, two, three. And I can pick up the Stinkweed Imp and tell our opponent that I face up have this Vigor. Or the Shambling Shell, sorry. I still don't want to attack. because they have a 6/6. So that bit's obvious. So opponent looks for top in their upkeep. I haven't gone after the mana because I think they've just got too much of it. So what I'm thinking here is they're going to activate their top to draw 2 cards, to draw a card, and then they're going to activate their Manifold Key, and then I'll bink those 2. And then they'll have 2 cards. That will suck. Well, they'll have 1 card, right? But okay, they're tapping the Crypt now, which is interesting. So they're just losing a bunch of mana in their upkeep. So I kill these 2. Strange time to do this. So then they draw a card off the top activation. And then they draw a card for their turn. So they've got 2 cards. Key and top are dead. They have a Grim Monolith. And a Disruptor Flute. Which names the Bazaar. They come in for 14. Can I cope with 14? Probably not. I'm taking 14 or more next turn anyway, though, aren't I? Oh well. I guess that's the world we live in. Icrid's going to trigger, I'm going to eat a grief. Then I'm going to Dredge a Stinkweed Imp. And miss on bridges. Miss on everything, so we die. Okay, we lose. So I can therapy, I can bring back the Poxwalkers, but Poxwalkers enters tapped. So, just a bit too fast for us. Maybe my grief was wrong. I don't know, I feel like if I'm dying on turn 3, after thought seizing you, I've done something wrong. The Disruptor Flute's really in the way, isn't it? So, oh well, never mind. Next round. Okie dokie nerds. Round 2 against Dr. PP, and we're on the play. Let's hope for something better than last round. Although we had some good hands last round, actually. Having said that, we'll keep this. So my first objective is to get the Therapy, the Bridge, and the Shambling Shell into the graveyard. They're my best long game continuous graveyard cards. And if we get the second activation where we get to pitch Dread Return Grizzlebrand, great. If we don't though, this sets us up to play a game without Bazaar better than the other cards. This may change depending on what we draw, but it's my initial thought. Okay, so it does change. We're going to go Shambling Shell, Bridge, Bridge. I don't mind about the order, and now I'm going to grief you pitching my Grizzlebrand. I played 2 of them. They've got a Lurrus in their deck. I didn't realise that. They took a mulligan to 6. They force of will pitching PO. Okay then. So we don't get our bridge tokens, which is sad. Then they probe me to see that I've got nothing going on. But they've only got 4 cards left at that point. Is that enough to kill with? No. So, Shambling Shell, Stinkweed Imp, no Narcs, no good stuff. So we'll just discard Therapy, Stinkweed Imp, Dread Return. I've got 2 dredges in the bin already with this. Opponent may... Oh, I get a draw step as well. This game's busted. Still no creatures though. The moment we hit creatures, we should be golden. Because they won't have a hand and we'll have a board. The concern is if they find their main deck Soul Guide or something. Well, they just discarded a Saga. They've got a Pearl. They've got a Stock Up. That's fine. That needed to be... Well, they could go Lotus Lantern or something like that if they even play the Lantern. They've got a Mox Opal. Ancestrals himself. Okay, so they are doing something. They've got more to do. Okay. Oh. Academy nothing. Well, that's weird. So they've just got like 3 Force of Wills in their hand or something. There we go. We finally hit something. Stinkweed Imp, Golgari Thug. Discard Imp, Imp, Thug. Draw step, we'll get the Stinkweed Imp back. And now this should be good. How many bridges do I have? 2. So I've got 3 bridges. I don't have Grizzlebrand. I don't think that's an issue. How many Poxwalkers do I have? 0 Poxwalkers as well. I do have a Grizzlebrand. Okay. Well, target you, please. You didn't Force of Will it, and you have 5 mana. So you didn't play a PO. You didn't play another stock up. You could have a realistic. You could have a land. You could have a permission spell. You didn't buy Lurrus though, so you've got Force of Will, Force Negation, Flusterstorm guaranteed. So I've got 4 therapies, so we'll just make our way through that list. Momentum Breaker, land. Okay, cool. So you're dead. So we will Dread Return Grizzlebrand. Get a few more nerds on the way through. I've got 17 cards left in my deck. So I probably have to count as we go through. So I pay 7. 17 cards. That's what I've got. So I've got another therapy, so it doesn't matter if I hit Thoracle to hand right. So I can just go 1, 2, so if I go 3 off of a Thug, that will give me 5 cards. I've already got Thassa's Oracle. That'll give me 5 cards, and then So 1, wait, fuck, is this 2 or 3? Draw step, Dredge Stinkweed in back to hand, activate Grizzlebrand. 1, 2. Thug puts me down to 5 cards. And then I draw 3 or 4. So Thug. And then we just say cancel. 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 And I've got 1 card in my deck. And now I'm going to Dread Return of Thassa's Oracle. I'll put a Stinkweed Imp on top. Oh man, I would not like to track Grizzlebrand activations in paper. I would fuck it up 16 times a day. Right then, Vigors are cool. Mind Breaks are cool. Sickening Shoal might be useful. Strip Mine won't be. Chalice is going to be useful pre and post. 1 Grizzlebrand, 1 Dread Return. I like the idea of looking at their hand. I think they're going to want Needles and Tormod Crypts. So, what do we want to do about Needle and Tormod Crypt? A couple of Thugs I think can always go, especially when you bring in the green cards. You can't be cutting the shells, right? So, because our green count is actually a joke if you take them out. I mean, it's a joke before, but 64. So I need 4 cuts from here if I'm going to bring in all of those cards. I've now forgotten which cards I was bringing in. Mindbreak Trap, 2 Sickening Shoals, 4 Force of Vigor. We'll just trim stuff. I don't think I'm allowed to trim more dredgers. So maybe like an Icarid can get trimmed. And maybe a Grief on the draw like I did last time. And then I'm going to trim the Probe. It's not that I think the probe is bad. It's that it's a very easy cut, right? It's a very redundant card. So what have we got here? Not a lot, but opponent has revealed a Lurrus, so that's cool. So we'll keep this hand and hope not to get needled on one. We've got Saga on one. It's also pretty good. Saga, Ruby, Time Vault. It's powerful. Moxo Ball. And now I go. Okay. It's a good one. I would like to be able to present a threat so I can get rid of a permission spell. So bridge. So let's think. I also need to keep the 2 green cards. That's not a thing. We can play around. If opponent's just got needle plus permission, then we're dead. That's fine. Okay, so I'm just going to go Icarid, Stinkweed Imp, Cabal Therapy. This gives me a creature next turn to therapy them with, and then upkeep on their second Saga turn. Yes, they'll get both tokens, but I'm guaranteed a creature and guaranteed a therapy, even if they fuck around with my Bazaar. If they make me use my Force of Vigor now, then that sucks, but, you know, what are you going to do? They've got Polluted Delta, and then they just pass the turn. Okay, so we get to activate our Stinkweed Imp, bring back our Icarid, get some bridge tokens as well for our troubles, get Poxwalkers to cast infinite things, and we should be gaming here. I think we might need another therapy, but so Stinkweed Imp, Golgari Grave Troll, 2 more therapies. Oh, I do need to discard a black creature because I've only got an Icarid. I've got nothing else in there, no bridges. So what do I want to discard? I want to discard bridge, Poxwalkers, Stinkweed Imp, and then I can eat the Stinkweed Imp. I can just eat the other Icarid, can't I? When I get another Dredge as well. So I'll eat the other Icarid, yeah, fine. I don't know why I'm forgetting that I get a draw step today. So Icarid is going to resolve. Icarid's going to eat Icarid. Because the Poxwalker is actually better. Draw step. We'll draw our Golgari Grave Troll again. Hit 2 Narcomoebas, which kind of just completely fucks. So I've only got the 2 therapies. So I'm going to therapy you off of a Narc, I presume, with my 2 bridges. And then we name a piece of permission. Opponent has an effect. Mental misstep. Okay. I didn't hit Dread Return, which would have been quite cute here. I do get my Poxwalkers back. So I get to therapy you again. And this is now blind. Which I'm not in love with. So what do we name? Do we just name Force of Will? Do we name Flusterstorm and take the Force of Will Beat to the face? I think we've got to name Force, right? And if they've got a Fluster, they've got a Fluster. Not much I can... I'm dying to one of them either way. Force of Negation. And land. Right, so they have room to fuck this up. Oh, Icarid dies. They get a token. Remember, I can't cast my Vigor right now. My Icarid dies, I get 2 grief, guys. Doesn't look like they're going to fuck it up. I wonder if there's a way that I can get them to, though. Oh, they've just passed the turn back to me. Well, that's really good. And I've just accidentally resolved my Icarid trigger, and they've conceded the game. I don't think we're supposed to win that. So what, can we get another therapy there? 1, 2... I don't know, but we just mill for a Dredge return, and then we Dredge return a grief, take your Force Negation and blow it all up. That's funny, I've done that before, but hey-ho. We take the W's while we can get them. Okay, round 3 against Mayhem DJ. We've got a Bazaar on 7. They've got a Lurrus of the Dream Den. We're on the play again. The amount of Bazaar on 6 and 7 we've had on the play, we should not be, fortunate to be 1-1. I'm going to do Grave Troll, Stinkweed, Icarid. Prepare for the long term. Don't know if they're going to be combo or... I don't know if they're going to be combo or PO or control or whatever. The strip mine kind of tells us that they're a more combo-centric, a more control-centric version. Mox Emerald says they're a DRS build, maybe Hermit Druids. But then if they were to play a Mox Opal here, then we'd know, right? We'd know. So let's try and pick this guy up. And that just happens. Our Icarid triggers, but we'll leave him there for now. I suppose I could eat it, because I'm going to draw a Bazaar of Baghdad. And then I'm going to Dredge a Grave Troll. Attack you and therapy you. Yeah, no, I actually like eating it. I'd like my Bazaar of Baghdad. Do I get my 3 in now? I guess so. And then we'll activate afterwards. And then we'll therapy, naming like Psychic Frog or something. So, Grave Troll, Shambling Shell. We hit Poxwalkers and Bridge from Below and Dread Return. And Cabal Therapy. So we'll do Therapy, Grave Troll. Can I get to? So Therapy you, I make a token and a Poxwalkers. Therapy you, I make a token and a Poxwalkers. Yeah, so I can get to Grizzlebrand right now. So Therapy you, make a token and a Poxwalkers. We name Force of Will. You got Sink into Super Academy, Vampiric Tutor. All these cards are dead and bad. Therapy U off of Poxwalkers. I get a token and a Poxwalkers. Take your Vampiric Tutor, I guess. Dread return my Grizzlebrand. I get a token and a Poxwalkers. And my whole deck. Turn 2. turn 2. That was fun. So more a combo-y build. They just had a strip mine on one. So figures and traps, and then same as before. We'll just trim some cards. I think 2 thugs is fine. I think the probe is actually fine. 1 therapy, and then 1 more card, which would be the grief again. That was a cool game. That all stems from eating the stinkweed imp, which was against my normal judgment, right, of I've just been strip mined. I want to develop my graveyard. So that's cool when you notice potential outside of like your normal plays and what you think is the standard way to proceed. Obviously I just got heavily rewarded, but my hand was pretty rolled as well anyway, wasn't it? Because I had the Grizzlebrand and the therapy in hand. It's more fucked up Bazaar Baghdad hands, but let's keep it. We can dodge the crypt. We can't dodge that. Okay. You got it. Please just pass. Thank you. So now we just discard our Grave Troll. And can they beat us drawing 6 cards a turn? Brainstorm. Okay then. And we've got a long-term plan here where we can dredge a bunch and then Noxious of Vigor, draw the Vigor, dredge the Grave Troll back, Vigor you, blah blah blah. That can come up, but I find it's more frequent that the game just ends during the slow dredging phase sort of thing. Like I either hit enough or they die. Or they kill us sort of thing. So what do we hit here? Not a lot. Just more dredgers. With more dredgers comes great responsibility. Do we want to discard a bridge instead of a troll? Maybe not right now. Maybe once I've got an Icarid I can do that. We are certainly behind here, right? But the fact that we did manage to keep a 7 is great. They've got a Soul Ring. Does Soul Ring cast stock up? It does. We can't fight that. It's the second spell. Find an Academy. And then they don't want to run into my Mindbreak Trap. They tapped it, they thought about it, and they'll Ancestral in our upkeep instead. Oh no, they won't. Cool, we get a Troll, we get a Narc. We've got Bridge from below. There's an Icarid in there as well, so I'm going to discard another Bridge. At this point. So then we can eat a Grief on our upkeep, we can dredge a Stinkweed Imp, and then we're straight back in it. Opponent has a Sensei's top. And they're going to take a look with the top. They play a Sapphire. So it looks like they're lining up a big PO. Snapcaster stock up. Maybe I should have fought the Snapcaster Mage. Yeah, I think I should have. I think I should have trapped the Snap. I just kind of let everything go for no real reason. They take a look at their top here. They play a Flood Strand from hand. They fetch immediately. Didn't like any of the cards they saw. They've got 2 cards in hand at the moment. They take a look with top. We've got the Noxious here, so we can actually fight the top activation with a land. I'm going to try that. But it's loaded a black, and I'm not sure what that means. I hope I can just rearrange. I think I've done this before. Just been like, haha, I got you. Oh no, I'm just stupid. That was it. Never mind. Okay, so opponent rearranges their deck. They draw a card. It's a Demonic Tutor. Okay. Let's just get Tormod's Crypt. This could have got the Force of Will for the Tormod's Crypt. And then we get flustered. Then we die. Okay, that's fine. I could have fought the Snapcaster Mage. I could have fought the DT. I could have not punted my Noxious. All these things. I want my grief back. I think I might bring the probe back in, but I don't know what. So maybe I won't. I want my grief back. I'll come off with Noxious. Okie dokie. Round game 2 against Mayhem DJ. Was that game 2 or was that game 3? That was game 2, wasn't it? This is game 3. So I comboed them on turn 2, game 1. So we've got a nice Bazaar of Baghdad. They've still got Lurrus, so no ley line about to happen. We've got the Vigor rolled up. We've got the bonus Noxious in case they have their strip mine again. And we've got what looks to be 3 easy discards off the bat, but we might be able to improve upon that. And we kind of do, so let's try this out. And pass the turn. Opponent's turn 1. We've got the immediate Vigor Bink on their Needle. That's very annoying. Do I just Stone Rain them? They haven't made a land drop yet. Do I just Stone Rain them, or do I just hope that I push them to a point where they have to crack this bauble? I think that's more the plan. Okay. That's very interesting that you're letting me untap and everything. I can win through a bauble. A needle or a spell bomb there made it a lot harder. Do I get any therapies? I got a therapy, I got a bridge, I've got 2 Icarids. Let's just get the Dread Return in there as well. Bring back an Alchemeba. Icarid eats Grief. Icarid eats Shambling Shell. Draw Step of Stink, we didn't. Hit another Dread Return. Attack you for 6. Cast a Therapy on the Narc just as an upgrade. And then you're taking 14 next turn. Well, no, you're not. But I do have 6 power anyway. They take the Thassa's Oracle out of the graveyard, but they need to just nuke the whole bin, right? They can't. Yeah. We survive with a Stinkweed Imp in hand. We get another Narcomoeba and we get another Bridge from Below. Get another Cabal Therapy. In for 6. And then we'll obviously Therapy again just to make them dead on board. You need another Needle. Or a Tabernacle. They crack the Bauble. So they need another Lantern, sorry. Or a Tabernacle. And now my Vigor's online. So are my Noxious Revivals. That's not a Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale. What can you have in this spot? Blocking Snapcaster Mage? Stone Rain you twice. And that's game. Nice. We weathered the Bauble Storm. Maybe Stone Raining them earlier was better. But when your opponent's not made a land drop like that, you just feel like they're just going to play a land and carry on with their day sort of thing, and I'd be down a few cards. But yeah, I think I've Stone Rained many times before in that spot. In response to the Bauble, just like use it or lose it sort of thing. Today we decided to hold it. Just to see if we can push them through, because the Bauble's very, very good. Right, don't get me wrong, the Bauble's very good against us. But we are one of the very few decks which can just kill you through lock pieces sort of thing. So, hey ho. Yeah, well, we can kill you without casting spells, right? That's the thing. Right, next round. Okay, round 4. We're up against Beerus. Usually on Dredge, but a lot of the time plays other things in the league streets. But challenges, they're usually on Dredge. We'll keep all of this. We'll put back a Narc and a Bridge. Probably not the Bridge, no. The Narc. I don't know why I said Bridge. Narc and a Powder. Beerus is on the play, so we've lost a die roll. And taken a mulligan. We have not powdered. That's our opponent's turn. They've got a Bazaar, so they are dredging 2. We should be in deck building slightly ahead because we've got 4 bridges. Unless Beerus is on the mirror, unless it's like a 75 card mirror or whatever. But Silver Smoke Ghoul, Powder. Okay. So they're on their Silver Smoke Ghoul list in the league, which is interesting. Not seen that for a while. But we should be somewhat ahead in deck building with our bridges. Just because all of our Icarids leave stuff around. Our bridges then immediately die to their Icarids. However, we should have the 2/2s left over, which kind of break the board. Traditionally, how it goes. We've also got the hollow one here on 1. So let's activate our Bazaar. Okay. That's acceptable. We'll discard these. We'll cast a hollow one. Hollow one gets forced. That's fine. Let's take a look at Beerus' graveyard for a moment, see what they do on their turn, and then we'll flip and flop over. Okay, opponent's turn 2. They activate Upkeep. And concede the match. Oh, the game, sorry. Discarding Icarid. Right, that's cool. So we want Leylines and Vigors. And we want our Strip. We don't need Chalice. Don't think we need Misstep. Don't know if I care about Thoracle. It's like, imagine if I just put a 7/7 Lifelinker into play, you know? And just imagine that in the Dredge mirror. 62. Griefs are bad, but griefs are also black. Therapies make tokens, but maybe they're pretty loose as well. Let's just do one of each, therapy and grief. I never quite know the exact cuts with this deck. It's mostly vibes-based boarding. We've got Leyline Bazaar. Cool. This is the dream, right? The dream opener. The one thing that I would like to change is if this Grizzle brand could be a Force of Vigor. And this Golgari Thug could be a Grief, something like that. But the fundamentals are very good. However, with all of their permission and stuff, I'd expect our opponent's deck to play better through a Leyline. Like, they'd have more actions that they can take than us. It looks like they're just going to have the turn 1 Vigor. Yep. Vigor pitching Vigor. Very good. Then activates. Discards Ichrid Amalgam Revival. We draw for the turn. We hit Shambling Shell. Ichrid Amalgam. We'll discard Stinkweed Imp, Golgari Thug, Ichrid. We will start there, I guess. They're going to activate Upkeep. To try and bring back this Ichrid. Or they just eat the Amalgam. Just straight up eat the Amalgam. And then they draw. They're just holding Wastelands? No. They're trying to keep on something there, right? With this play pattern. Still Smoke Ghoul, Leyline of the Void. Hollow one, sure. You've got one card in hand. Hollow one, okay. How did we end up here? Okay, well, their graveyard's irrelevant. There's no dredges there. Our graveyard's cracked. So, your Ichrid's dead. Get rid of that. Our upkeep. Our Ichrid triggers. They're hellbent, so we can just do our thing. Let's get Stinkweed Imp going, and a Stinkweed Imp going, and a missed on Bazaars, which is a real shame. There's one Narc there. I missed on the other card as well. Bridge from Below. Oh, Stinkweed Imp. Grizzlebrand. Get rid of all of that. I get a Narcomoeba into play. Ichrid's going to eat this Shambling Shell. Why not? Dredge step, we get a Stinkweed Imp. And that hits us a Therapy. Should get us a Poxwalker. But I don't have a Bridge from Below. Do I want a Therapy? What would I therapy? There's nothing to therapy. Therapy would get my Poxwalker back into play. It says Therapy U. I don't want to reveal my hand. It's Therapy U. Just off of the Ichrid, because Ichrid can't actually make progress at the moment. We'll get our Poxwalker into play just so he's here. Welcome to the party. We'll name Abeyance. They didn't have it. Unlucky. And we'll pass the turn. Bit of a brick that turn. Opponent's going to do some activations in response. They hit Amalgam Vigor. We will noxious your Ichrid to the top of your deck. So our life cycle is going to be under duress for about this turn and this turn only, sort of thing. So I will chump. Just keep that life total nice and high. Keep that Grizzlebrand activation nice and sweet. Our turn. Upkeep our Ichrid triggers. We can activate a Dredge, a Bazaar, and we can Dredge 5. And now we can Dredge 5. And now there's Bazaar at Baghdad in our graveyard. Which I would like. Narc comes in. Ichrid comes in. Opponent concedes to the Noxious on Bazaar. They can see the wall is on the writing. we make a bunch of bridge tokens, we dredge most of our deck. I have a Grizzlebrand, 14 dredge bridge from below tokens, and it's your go sort of thing with no dredgers. So unlucky on Beerus there, because we're 2 games deep where they haven't had a dredger, but so it goes. Okie dokie, final round in our Run Hot Dredge League. We've got 2 Bazaars on 7. We are on the draw, so some risk, but we keep our Bazaars on 7. We've got a Grief, we've got a Noxious in case I need a 3rd Bazaar. They've got an Urza Saga, so that can be a threat. They've got a Lurrus as well. And if they're like a more controlling list, they could have a main deck Needle or something, so we need to get either ahead of that or build up some resilience in our hand using the dredging and stuff. Thundertrap Trainer means they're a PO list. This does mean they're going to tell us what they're holding though, which I'm pretty into. Show me your secrets. You've got to stock up. Well, so we hit a bridge so we can... Oh god, are you just stocking up now? That'd be brutal. No, just getting the Cryptin before Chalice or Bauble. So I like that. Grizzlebrand. Let's hit him with the Bazaar. Hollow on Narc. So I'm going to discard Imp Therapy Shambling Shell. I'm going to cast my Hollow on. Shame that didn't get through. And now I'm going to pitch cast my Grief. I was hoping they would fight the Hollow on. Doesn't look like they've got anything to fight with. Alright, stock up Laura Revealed PO. 4th Aerlingus. Okay, so we will take your stock up and then we will eat our Hollow one and take your PO. This will leave you with an uncastable 4th Aerlingus and a Lorien Revealed. You're then just on Saga tokens, and I've got 2 Bazaar activations. That's going to be the plan. So we take stock up. Hollow one goes to the bin for little gain, but now we just take Paradoxical. And your ability to move the game forwards is greatly diminished. We've got 2 Dredgers, 2 Bazaars. We should see a decent portion of our deck next turn. And we might just be able to strip the rest out. So Stock Up's doubly gone. Paradoxical Outcome's doubly gone. These 2 are still here. They have got the tokens. The Saga could get a Needle or something like this. Not a Needle, a Soul Guide. That would be annoying. So they've drawn a Brainstorm, which is a very good draw. So I don't think they've usually got Time Vault in their list. They play this. So they've got 4th Aerlingus, Lorien Revealed in hand. Well, that's not even true. They could have 4th Aerlingus, Lorien Revealed in hand. I imagine they do, because cycling into... They've got this one here, plus the token, so they can cycle into Tundra next turn, float the mana, get a Lotus, and then Lorien for, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? It's quite a lot of damage next turn, isn't it? Plus the token, plus the Thunder Trap. So I wouldn't be surprised if they are holding those 2 cards. I believe 4th Aerlingus will be my name on any sort of future therapy. But let's get to our turn, get our Bazaars activated. So Stinkweed Imp, Grave Troll. I get a Narc. I'll discard a Narc. What have we got? We've got Therapy, we've got Bridge. Draw Step, we'll just bring the Grave Troll back. Bazaar. Activate that. A couple of Stinkweed Imps for the road. We've got 23 cards left in our decks. So let's see which ones are in our graveyard at this point in time. We've got 1, 2, 3 bridges. So that's all we're working with here is 3 bridges, right? I don't have a Dread Return. I don't have a Poxwalker. That's a shame. No Poxwalker's a real shame, actually. I think I've got to Therapy You. I think I just named 4th Erlingus. Sinking Super Force of Will. Okay. That's interesting. So you've tucked Lorien 4th. So you just put 4th on top of your deck so you can get a Lotus and slay like that? Can I beat that? You can put a Brainstorm on top of your deck. I could Therapy again. See if that gets it. Doesn't get anything. So we'll just take Force of Will. And now I'll put Force of Will on top of your deck. And you can't draw your 4th Ailingus, and you've got to come up with another plan. Or I just get a nice easy time walk. Opponent makes a token. One Poxwalker there, and we kind of get to do a bunch more, I feel like. Oh, I just get more tokens in play, don't I? I guess it was the Dread Return we were really missing. Opponent makes another token. And then they have main deck Soul Guide. Mishra's Bauble. Mishra's Bauble's really unimpressive. I've got 23 cards. And you're just absolutely holding Thinking to Super Force of Will. So we can kind of go kind of hammy here. How many cards is that? 12 cards left. So I want to get into Thassa's Oracle range here. Is that all my therapies gone? 3 therapies? What game is this? Game 1. So there's a therapy in the next 12. Right, give me my guys back. Grief. Grief. Dredge 6. Dredge 3, Dredge 3. Dredge Return, Dredge Return. Sure, so I can just Dread Return Thassa's Oracle, right? You can force it, and then I'll cast Dread Return again, because I've now got Poxwalkers and many bridges. I can very easily empty my deck with Dredge 6. So I get some tokens. And we win, yeah. So I get some tokens. And if they even manage to come up with some sort of miracle answer, although we know what they've got, if we don't activate, we still just have this insane board state. So no main deck Needle there really won us that game. Or no main deck Lantern. I don't know what their graveyard hate is. Do they play Containment Priest? Monkey doesn't usually play Containment Priest. He's usually on, yeah, Needles and Lanterns. I think I'll grab a Spinning Darkness as a treat, though. I'm going to keep the Chalice. So, Grief, 2 Thugs, drop a Probe, 1 Therapy, and then 1 other card. Just a Dredge return. Yeah. That was a cool game, though. This has very little against a Pithing Needle, but there are rules. Opponent also keeps 7, also has Lurrus. They have Ruby, Flooded Strand, Immediate Fetch, Tundra. Looks like a walk. It's a Thunder Trap Trainer. Okay. Thunder Trap's such a cool card. I've really enjoyed playing it and playing against it. It's very interesting. They get a stock up. They have a Tormod's Crypt. Okay. Stock up's a problem. Let's play a Bazaar. You can have Grizzlebrand, Shambling Shell, and Icarid. That's what you're allowed. In exchange, I will get a Hollow One. And plus you. If our opponent wants to tap 3 mana, they can. They will get 2 cards. If they find another crypt, that's annoying. Looks like they're just passing the turn. So I have an Icarid trigger on the stack. I get Grizzlebrand. Gone. And now I get to Dredge 3. Misstep Vigor. We'll attack for 7. Opponent doesn't block. And we'll activate again. We'll discard Bridge, Narc. And now I'd like to grief you. Pitching Poxwalkers, I guess. Because I want to keep these 2 dredges to get going with once we've worked our way through the through the Tormod's Crypt. Opponent forces the grief, pitching a PO. And now my Icarid triggers. And this is going to trigger my bridge. You haven't cracked your crypt? Okay, fine. They've got 4 cards in hand. They cycle a Lorien Revealed. And they get a Meticulous Archive? So they can't play anything here? Or do they just have a Plough in hand? So we're going to continue to fuck around with them, I think. Well, we'll see if they crypt us at all. They crypt me, okay. I want to keep my grief, though, if that's okay. You can have the rest of them, and I get my grief. Thank you. Upkeep, we can activate the Bazaar of Baghdad. I'm going to keep grief, as per the plan. I think grief is better than Hollow One in this position. Now we'll draw and we'll get our Stinkweed Imp back. And we'll grief you. Opponent casts Force of Will, pitching the stock up that they got earlier. So I don't know what the last card is or why it's so good, but hey ho. In we go. We've fought our way through the crypt and we've come out the other side of it with an Icarid 2 thugs and a shambling shell in our bin. If they've got another crypt, then congratulations, you're on 4. But you know, I feel like we've done okay coming out the other side of that crypt. They play Flame of the North to draw 2 cards and bink on my hollow one. I have an Icarid. I'm going to resolve the Icarid now. I want to play around things like Ravenous Trap or whatever. And now we'll play some cards, and if we get trapped, I've still got my 5 power, you know? Draw step, another Stinkweed Imp. Narc comes in. Dredge Return Grizzlebrand. You've just drawn 2. You've got to block though. I've got a bridge from below, so I can actually just attack with everyone. My Icarid will make a token. My Icarid will make 2 tokens, sorry. And then, so opponent, I get 2 tokens. I therapy you, and we win the match. So that was going to be like a kill, because that's therapy you, look at your interaction, I get back token off the... Oh, I don't get back token. But still, it was going to be therapy you, make a Grizzlebrand, right? Take your Force of Will, take a Grizzlebrand. Maybe not even Force of Will, maybe we're on like Force Negation at that point, because I've already played 2 Wills. Dredge, get a Grizzlebrand, dump some stuff. Don't even know if I've got Thoracle in my deck at this point, but I think she died with the Cage. Yes, so that was a league with Gabe Hoppe's vintage 1k winning deck from the Hunter Burton Memorial. So congratulations to Gabrielle, and thanks for watching as well. That was a cool league. We ran really hot, obviously. You're not always going to. Sometimes you're going to go to 1 or so. Actually, I did go to 1 game, didn't I? Yeah, so we can consider that we ran medium, actually, rather than hot. But this deck's always really fun. If you're going to play it on Magic Online, Spinning Darkness is very good, but for life equity purposes, it might be nice to change that to another one of the other kill spells, but I think this card is actually playable and good. I like this as Street Wraith. We never actually cast it today, though. I don't think. But maybe it does give you that, just like, maybe the peak equity is so good when you do cast it that it doesn't matter, like, it's a black card is nonsense and I'm wrong sort of thing. I'm happy with either. But yeah, one of the more fun Dredge lists. If you're new to Vintage, this is the Dredge list to pick up as well, because it's the most fun one. The therapies you learn a lot from playing with as well. So anyway, thanks for watching. See you next week.